Hello and welcome to the Robert Crown Center for Health Education's Learning Management tutorial for self-registration. My name is Zach Cesario. I'm the Education Technology Coordinator here at the Robert Crown Center, and I will be walking you through the tutorial today. First, you'll need to open a browser, preferably Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. Once you have opened the browser, please type in the URL moodle.robertcrown.org. and you will be redirected to the welcome page. Here you'll see a couple panels on the front. You can see our navigation on the side, course categories in the middle, and then also you can see there is a calendar and a blog post here on the right. These panels will change once you log in, but this is your generic welcome page. First, you'll need to log in. You can either log in by going to the top right corner or at the bottom of the screen, as you can see here. Click in the login link and will be redirected to our login page. Now, if you've already gone through the self-registration process, you can log in with your credentials here and you'll be going to your own personalized welcome page. If this is your first time here, you need to create an account. So you go to the right side and click Create New Account. Once you're here, you can create a username. Generic usernames are the best, so I'm just going to put my name, Zach Cesario, is my username. Then create a password. As you can see, the credentials are above. For more details, you need to put in your email address twice, your first name and your last name. Once you have done so, click Create New Account. Once you have created your account, you'll get this confirmation message saying that an email has been sent to the email that you provided. If you click Continue, you'll be redirected to the home page. Now you must wait. It should take about a minute or two to receive an email, and it will have further instructions. Once you check your email, you'll be able to see this message from Colin Haber, who is one of our site administrators. You'll see that there is to confirm your account, please go to the web page provided. To select that link, it will open you up into a new tab, which will be your new dashboard. This is your welcome dashboard. You can see it looks very similar to the front, or to the first screen. This is your welcome dashboard. You can see it looks very similar to our welcome page. On the left, you can see it says the navigation, so you can see a site home, site pages, and courses. Middle is a course overview. Currently you have no courses. On the right, you can see private files, online users, badges, and calendars. This information will fill up as much. This information will start to fill up more once you start using the LMS more, but currently you're not enrolled in any courses. So let's get you enrolled. So what you need to do is you go to the Courses tab here on the left. You can select the course link, but the easiest navigation is to click the drop-down arrow next to it. Once you have done so, you can see that there's 3 different categories of courses. Currently, I'm going to use the Beta High School. There will be multiple different links in here, and please use there's multiple different links within. There are multiple different categories that you can select, but for this tutorial's purpose, I was selecting Beta High School. You should be receiving a worksheet or an email with specific instructions on which categories you should. For this demo's purposes, I'm going to use the Beta High School link, but you should be receiving an email or a worksheet with specific instructions on which category best fits for your curriculum. So when you select the Beta High School, you can select the drop-down arrow, and you can see there are different courses in here. We'll just register for the HS Impact. When you select your link, you'll be redirected to the enrollment options page. You can see that the course I selected is Impact of Drugs on the Brain. This is a high school course, and you can see there are different enrollment keys available for different schools. Each school will have an enrollment for teachers and for students. For my purpose, I will be using the RCC demo. In the email that was sent to your school contact, there will be a password. This password is generic for all courses. So when you want to register for multiple courses instead of just one, this is stupid. This is your welcome dashboard. You can see it's very similar to the site's welcome dashboard. On the left, you'll see the navigation plan. In the middle, it says course overview. Then you also have a section for private files, which you can upload any files you'd like, online users, latest badges, which we don't currently use, and the calendar on the bottom. You'll also see, if you scroll down, upcoming events. As you enroll in courses, these sections will fill up. So let's first get you enrolled in a course, and then the content may be available for you. When you're starting to enroll in your courses, you go to the left on your courses panel. You can select the courses link here, or you can select the drop-down arrow right next to it. You can see that there are different categories within the courses. I'm going to select the courses link now just to show you a broad overview. Once you select the courses link, you will see there's different categories, just as the drop-down menu had shown previously. When you select the courses link, you'll see that there are multiple categories, just like we had done on the previous page. Once you select the courses link, you'll see that there's also multiple categories within the courses. Once you have selected the courses link, you will know that you will see that there are different categories within this section. You should have received an email or worksheet. You should have received an email stating which category best fits your course. You should have received an email for which category you will be enrolling in today. For this demo's purposes, I will be using the Beta High School. You can select the link or also click the drop-down bar. I will be selecting the link. Once you select the categories links, you'll see the different courses that are within this category. You can see we have teacher planning materials, impact of drugs on the brain, opioids, and etc. Within each category, you will be instructed on which courses to enroll in. So for this demo's purposes, I will be enrolling in impact of drugs on the brain. The process of enrolling into each course will be the exact same for each teacher and student. Once you have selected the course you want to enroll in, you will see that there are different options. Each school that signs up for our curriculum will have different enrollment keys for their teachers and students. So what you must do is scroll down and find which. So once you're on this page, you will scroll down and find your collaborating school and status, whether you are a teacher or student. For the demo's purposes, I will be enrolling in RCC demo. The email shall be provided. An enrollment key will be provided to you from your Robert Crown. An enrollment key will be provided to you from your Robert Crown contact. You can insert that enrollment key here. Once you have selected the password or the key, once you have input the password, once you have input your enrollment key, you can select Enroll Me. As you can see, I am now enrolled in the course. You can see there's different lessons within each course. I am currently in non-editing teacher, so I can see lesson plans, and teacher notes, as well as presentations. You can see that I am now enrolled in the course. I've been enrolled as a teacher, so I can see all of the... I'm going to punch this thing in the face. I hate this so much. As you can see, I've now been enrolled in the course. I've been enrolled as a teacher, so I can see all of the materials in each lesson. Each lesson will have a title and whether it is a core lesson and a brief description. Below that, you will see the materials for each lesson. You can see in this lesson we have a presentation, a lesson plan, and teacher notes. As you can see, some materials are grayed out and some are in perfect color. The grayed out materials mean that those are the only material. You can see that some materials are grayed out. You can see that in some materials are on a gray scale. These materials, which are lesson plans and teacher notes, for example, you can see that some of the materials are in a grayscale color. These are materials that only teachers can access. Majority of the time they will be lesson plans and teacher notes, but there might be some teacher resources as you get into later lessons. Let me show you now how to access a presentation. When there is a course that utilizes a presentation, all you have to do is click the presentation. When you come upon a course that has a presentation, you first must click the presentation link. This link will take you to the presentation page. Once you hit enter, it will redirect you to a new page. When you're accessing a presentation, you first must click the link, which will direct you to the presentation welcome page. Once you are on the welcome page, it will have a brief description of Once you're on the presentation welcome page, it will have a brief overview of all of your attempts on this presentation, and you may select enter. Once you select enter, a pop-up will Once you select enter, the presentation will appear in a pop-up window. You have now accessed the course. You can see that you have your welcome page. You have now entered the course. You can see that there is a welcome page of a brief description of which course you have entered, and to advance to the next slide, you may click the screen, or you may go down to the bottom and use the navigation previous or next tools. On exiting a presentation, you'll be redirected to your course overview page. You can see that there are multiple lessons. You can see on exiting the presentation that you'll be automatically redirected to your course welcome page. I'll now show you how to download supporting materials for each lesson. These materials may include lesson plans, teacher notes, handouts, or worksheets. I'm going to scroll down and show you how to download a worksheet. I'm going to show you how to access a handout or worksheet. It's very simple. You first just need to select which one you'd like to do. It's very simple. First, you need to identify which supporting material you would like to download, and you simply click the link. Once you have clicked the link, what the hell's going on? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You can see on exiting the presentation, you are redirected to your course homepage. On your homepage, you can also select any supporting materials that you might like to access for that lesson. When you do so, all you need to do is select the material and it will open All you need to do is simply click on the supporting material that you would like, and it will open in a new tab. You can see that it has downloaded as a PDF, so you are able to print. As you can see, it's been downloaded as a PDF, so you can have this available to you during the lesson. And you simply can close the tab when you are finished. To access back to the dashboard, simply select the dashboard page or select Robert. To return back to the dashboard page, simply select Dashboard, and you'll be redirected to your course homepage. When you are done with the course, you can return to the home dashboard by simply selecting one of these two dashboard links. Once you are here, you can see that you now have a course in your course overview. This is a simpler way of once you are logged in and enrolled in all your courses, you can access directly. This is a simpler way that you can get direct access to your course once you have enrolled. You can also see that within my courses, I now have HS Impact, which is the link to the Impact of Drugs on the Brain course. That finalizes our tutorial. Once again, thank you for watching. That finalizes our tutorial. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. My name is Zach Cesario again, Education Technology Coordinator at the Robert Crown Center, and my information is on the screen. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.